the Roswell incidents, the overabundance of mattress firms, the origin of babies. These are just some of the many mysteries that keep us up at night. Even though there are reasonable explanations for each of them, something always feels missing. These unanswered questions grab our curiosity and make us ponder. Mystery in video games is a tale as old as time. Developers have always been sprinkling in little details in their games that aren't really explained, and sometimes I don't even think it's intentional. Nonetheless, it piques our curiosity and has us asking for more. A good mystery has enough depth and context to have an actual reason behind it. Like, the mystery block is not a good mystery. Don't let its name fool you. It's just a very basic way of giving you items and coins. I don't think there could be anything more to it. Except, who's making them and who's placing them around? A little mystery in a game can go a long way. It can give it depth and bring it to life, showing you there's more than what meets the eye. And it's fun to talk about. Who doesn't like a good mystery? Pokemon was a game that was no stranger to mystery. Dungeon. Why can they speak English? The classic mystery of Mew spread across the lunch tables of every school around the world, according to the internet. It was even rumored to be in the game under a truck, but with the power of modern technology, I could tell you that's not true. I've mentioned this before, but another mystery is the Pokemon Unknown. It's said to look like ancient writing, but whether the writing or the Pokemon came first isn't known. I'm fucking trembling. In more recent years, oh god, we've learned about the Pokemon Kyurem and how basically this dude and this dude are just walking chunks of Kyurem that split off when he was really upset or something. I guess that answers the origin of baby's mystery from earlier. Across the games, comics, movies, animes, trading card game, on ice, musical, the original form of Kyurem is never shown. Maybe we'll see it one day in a sequel to Legends Arceus, but in the meantime, here's what I think he would have looked like. Switching gears to the Grand Theft Auto series, the games have always had such huge maps that it would be a real shame if the developers didn't put in some bone-chilling mysteries. The one that most people know about is the Mount Chiliad mystery. I was just talking to a homeless guy on the bus about it. Everyone knows it. Basically, there's some very superstition. I can't do that again. I've already used that clip before. There's a diagram on the top of Mount Chiliad in GTA 5 with some X's and O's, X's and symbols on it. It turns out the diagram is actually a map of Mount Chiliad, and if you look at it from the right angle, the X's mark locations with more drawings. How exciting is that? These new drawings tell you to return at 3 a.m. when it's raining, after 100%ing the game. Damn, they even threw in a 3 a.m. challenge. The three symbols don't really have concrete explanations yet. The UFO one leads you to a sunken UFO, but the other two aren't really understood. Until now. Here's my game theory on it. Please bear in mind, this is my first game theory, so like, be nice to me. The jetpack guy is the guy in Club Penguin who drops you on the wave when you're surfing. Then the UFO is the UFO pin from Club Penguin, which was actually the first pin I ever found. And the egg isn't an egg at all. It's actually a side view of a penguin's beak. GTA 6 isn't gonna be in Vice City. It's gonna be on the Club Penguin Island. Also, the Statue of Happiness in GTA 4 has an actual beating heart inside of it. One of the greatest mysteries that's had gamers scratching their heads for decades is this white guy who stalks you. That's the wrong white guy. Referred to as the G-Man only in the code of the game, this pasty freak follows you around through the Half-Life games and has the nerve to teleport. What makes him so strange is that he just looks like a normal human being, but it's obvious there's more to him that we just don't know. No offense to my fellow English strugglers, but this dude also talks kind of weird. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know what Sesame Street he was watching, but his speaking patterns are so off. He also doesn't use his powers to like stop this crazy shit. He always gives some excuse about how his employers won't allow it. Employers? This is out of my field of knowledge. I'm too scared to make a comment. The G-Man is just one of the many mysteries in this stupid ass universe that will never be solved. Please just make another game. Another important one is the Borealis, a mysterious ship that's mentioned or referenced in both the Half-Life and Portal series. It's never exactly stated what's on the boat, but it's said to have vanished from its dock one day. It's docked that's several miles beneath the Earth's surface. Then over here in the Half-Life games, we see that the Borealis is now in an Arctic location. The gang is like totes beefing about whether or not they fuck with the ship, so it's assumed whatever's on there is pretty nuts. Keyword assumed. With all these things and more unanswered, it's obvious why people are dying for a Half-Life 3. It's not necessarily for the run here, shoot everything, then run here and repeat gameplay. It's for these mysteries they want explained. But Portal 3 on the other hand would be sick, like the gameplay and everything would be dope. Mystery makes games feel more alive. It makes it feel more like the real world where you just don't know all the answers. Sometimes the whole appeal of a game is how little you know about the world. Games that go viral usually have a good mystery to them because we as humans just love that shit. First it was Pokemon, then it was Five Nights at Freddy's, which started off as a pretty simple game and just exploded because of the unanswered questions in it. But I don't really know a lot about that. You're gonna have to talk to my boy Matt Pat about that. I need to stop mentioning him. He's never gonna respond back. Also an honorable mention to Minecraft and the weird ending dialogue it has. It's between these two people talking about you, the player, and how awesome you are, but it ends up getting pretty philosophical and introspective. It really makes this sandbox game with a great atmosphere even more fascinating, but that's a topic of its own. I don't even want to open that can of worms right now. Mystery in video games is such an interesting thing because at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of stupid, curious cats. Every medium can have an element of mystery to it, but with video games being the most interactive and immersive, they can draw us in a way that nothing else can. I hope you enjoyed this little discussion. Thank you for watching, and sleep with one eye open, buddy.